Hey everybody, good evening. Welcome back to the chat, or welcome back to the stream. It's DigiDriver. Welcome to a late night flight. I'm flying in the early morning so I can see scenery, but I am flying just past midnight on the East Coast. I'm going to fly from Jackson Hole to Salt Lake in the default 737-800 in X-Plane 12. Hope you enjoy. As you can see, I've already got the airplane started up. We've already got our flight plan, and I've got an idea of what performance might be to get out of here. We use the whole runway, but I'm hoping to rotate around 140 to 145 knots, like I usually do. I'm taking about 138 passengers with me, and we've got enough fuel to get us to Salt Lake, maybe a diversion to somewhere like, um, I don't know, Grand Junction if we have to. But we have the flight plan set. So, grab a seat. We're about to get going. I want to make sure I have the approach, arrival, and airport information for Salt Lake. Nord K6 will be coming in from Brigham City and then landing south. Let's get our approach. Approach will be ILS 17. And minimums will be 4,419 feet. Check something. I might have set. Oh, maybe not. Did I set my speed brake? I did. Interesting. Didn't mean to. That's better. For some reason, Beta 14 doesn't let me switch between baro minimums and radio minimums. So I'm going to use the radio and go to 200 feet. That's 200 feet above ground level. So, I think we're good. Let's go ahead and activate the APU and get this plane started up. Okay, APU's coming up. Get the anti-collision lights on. And we'll turn the packs off since we're going to be taxiing back pretty soon. Get the APU bleed opened. And get the hydraulics all the way on. Should see the APU power available light. There we go. we'll switch it over to APU power using APU gens, and we can disconnect the ground power. So with the APU running, I'm going to go ahead and request pushback.
Jackson Hole ground. November 816 November. Request pushback straight back.
November 816 November. Stand by. Pushback tractor is on the way.
Alright, let's double check our lights while we're waiting. Taxiing, when we turn off lights, are going to stay off for now. We have logo light on, position light steady, and anti-collision light on. I have to set my cruise altitude to 30,000 feet. That's set. Landing altitude will be about 4,231 feet, so this is the closest that I got. And I have window heats on already. Weather is no joke in this sim, so I gotta be careful. And I think that is the pushback truck. Yeah. It does look like it's getting a little icy on the ground, so I gotta be careful. Turn on the anti-ice before we depart. Or maybe once we're up in the air. I'll watch for you preset. Here comes the pushback truck now.
Commencing pushback. Release parking brake.
Parking brake. Released. We're being pushed back now. Let's get started. Engine 2 to start up. Do have some activity there. 20%. Let's go ahead and open up engine 2. There we go. AGT is rising.
Disconnect. Pushback completed.
And let's set the parking brake. We'll also set transponder TARA. And we'll start engine 1. Engine 1 should come up. And there we are. Yeah, there we go. TAT is 11 below. Let's get the gens on. Generators are on. Gen 1 is going to be our selection. And packs can come back on. Isolation valve to auto. APU bleed to off and APU to off. We'll get our taxi light on. And wing lights to on. And let's see, yaw dampers on, fuel pumps are running, gens are running. Batteries on the bus, Gen 1, Caputel, and passenger seat power is on. Seatbelt signs are on. Probe is now on. And I believe that should be fine. King Cobra, hello friend. Good to see you. We're flying an X-Plane 12 from Jackson Hole to Salt Lake. A quick flight tonight. Just wanted to take a break from scenery dev and stream a flight. So, grab a seat in first class, and I hope you enjoy tonight's stream. Good to see you. Oh, folks, if you're not doing so, please give my friend King Cobra a follow. I do believe King Cobra has streamed before and may do so again in the future. Welcome aboard. Okay, so we've got our systems ready to go. Can I see the systems on screen? No, I can't. Okay, that's fine. I will reset my fuel flow. Oh, I can't do it in this model. It's okay. I thought I could. Oh, I know. It's not modeled in the default 737. It's okay. But I will check my flight controls real quick. Full left. Full right. Full forward. Full back. We'll check our rudder. I'm going to check my dead zone for the rudder. I got a little too aggressive with the throttle response curve. So I want to... Oh, interesting. Looks like I kind of have to do that. Okay, hopefully that evens out the pressure I was using before. Okay, I think that's normal. Oh, okay, let me decrease my volumes. I'm low on purpose because it's late at night. But hopefully that lets you hear me more and the sim less. But I don't want to make it too quiet. So I think I'll put it right around here. Like right there. That should fix it. I'll have to adjust that before my next stream, but that's fine. Okay. Now, ET should have been running a while ago, but that's okay. Let me hit the ET button on the first officer side as well. And we have flight directors on already. Autothrottle is armed. And let's set this to 40 and monitor terrain if we can. I will set this to 10 and hopefully that works. Okay. Taxiing runway 19er. Let's release the parking brake and get out of here. Okay, so Jackson Hole is Kilo Juliet Alpha Charlie. This is a international airport just outside of Jackson, Wyoming. The only airport that I know of in the US that's actually inside of a state park, which is an international airport for airliner traffic. I know Grand Canyon has an airport, but I don't believe any 737s land there. It is a little icy on the taxiway, so I'm going to have to mind myself for departure. Otherwise, I think we should be fine. Ground speed is about 10 knots, going up to 11. Once I get to like 20 or 22 knots, I'll cut the throttle. This isn't a real-time flight, but this is a real weather flight. Last time I was around here, I didn't respect the weather, and the weather taught me a very important lesson about icing approach speeds. In general, X-Plane 12 is a lot more realistic than I'm accustomed to, which is a great thing because it's helping me to have a healthy amount of respect for preparation and just in general handling my plane well. Alright, let's get the flaps set. Flaps 5. Got the place to turn around, so I'm going to go ahead and set my landing lights for takeoff. We'll turn taxi lights off. I'm going to use turn off lights for now. We'll set engines to continuous and get the position lights to basically strobe state. Also, if I'm missing anything up top here, I'll double check before we depart. I'm going to hold short of the hold short marker. So, we are slowing down, but it does take a while to stop on our icy taxiway. So if it seems like I'm taking my time, it's because we do have reduced braking action due to the ice, which is amazing. Right. We'll stop here for now, and I'll double check myself. Let's see. We've got landing lights on. We can probably turn off my runway turn-offs at this point. APU is off. Engines are on continuous. We've got logo light on. Position lights in strobe mode. Anti-collision light and wing lights are on. We've got cruise and landing altitude for Salt Lake set. We're running on the generators. We've got fuel pumps running. Yaw damper is on. And we've got battery on the bus, Gen 1s. Window heat probes are on. All the hydraulics are working, or are turned on. Seatbelt signs are on. Cabin temperature should hopefully be good. We've got packs on. Isolation valve set to auto. APU bleeds off. Engine bleeds are on. So we should be okay. Let's hit the chrono. Both sides. And I think at this point I can let go of the brakes and taxi on. Oh. We'll use RTO for auto brake and let's get going. Main runway for Jackson Hole is just over, I think, 6,400 feet. So there's not going to be a lot of leeway. I need to make sure I use as much of it as I can. And that's very, very important. Extremely important. Right, folks, enjoy the departure. This is going to be basically a full toga departure, and I'm going to go ahead and hit the brakes to spool up my engines before we go. Okay. Brakes are on. Let's spool up to about 50%. We are stable, and let's go full toga. Takeoff thrust achieved, brake released. Airspeed's alive. Knots. altitude. 400.
Too low. Gear.
That's interesting. It was like the auto throttle took over immediately. It's okay. We'll get flaps to 1. And I will manually fly the airplane for now. Now, I do notice we're not gaining as much altitude as I'd like to see. So I'm going to manually fly around this. Oh, wow, that's
500.
amazing.
Too low. Gear.
So, that's incredible. We just iced up in about 30 seconds. That's crazy fast. I'm going to have to redo this takeoff because I completely and utterly just lost control of the aircraft. That's nuts. All right, let me try it again. I'm going to start on the runway and set my stuff there, if you guys don't mind. Let me change my start location, and I will pick runway 19er at the top, because we just iced up literally in about 30 seconds. So let's start over. Now let me see if I can actually pull this off this time. It's possible that it might have actually saved my flight plan, but I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to do this really fast. I said I was going to turn on my anti-ice before I took off, and I didn't do it. Why is my battery not turning on? That's a little weird. Okay, that's really weird. Nothing's coming on. Why? Oh, duh. The Sims paused. There we go. So, standby power, battery power. This shouldn't take more than like 5 or 10 minutes. I'll double check my numbers, and this time I'll be ready for the anti-ice. Customize, give me weight balance and fuel. We have the same fuel and payload, so I should be okay. And I'm going to turn on my hydraulics now and get the APU started up ASAP because the fuel's flowing. Alright, bleeds. We'll leave the packs off, and I will double check. Let's see, yaw dampers on, fuel's flowing. We'll go to APU gen when we can, which should be soon. I will get my lights on as soon as the APU is running. Aeroflyer, hello my friend, welcome aboard. It might sound a little quiet, but oh, you know what? Hold on. We'll use the APU power while we can. I'm sorry, we'll use the GPU power while we can. And I'll get my window heats. Believe it or not, Aeroflyer, I was trying to take off out of Jackson Hole. We iced up in 30 seconds. The airplane literally could not stay afloat. So I'm just double checking my numbers, and we'll take off out of here probably in about 5 minutes. Fuel pumps are flowing already. I'm going to turn on my lights. We've got ground power for now until the APU kicks in. APU bleed is on. Let me restart the APU again. And I think we should be able to use the APU now, but we'll see. Logo, strobes on, anti-collision and wing lights on. And I wonder why my APU isn't actually showing that it's available. I wonder. Is it because my packs are off? I mean, I put them off to give me more power, so that's a little strange. Okay, so sound is on. Let me go ahead and turn some lights on in here so I can see better. Ooh, there's that zoom problem I usually have. And I will get my things set. The flight plan was saved, it looks like. Good, good, that's great. Let me go ahead and put that back to Lex page and check my arrival data. If it saved everything, then my number should still be in. And it looks like they are on 169 approaching for runway 17 at Salt Lake. And let me get the main panel lights on for the first officer side. Let's go ahead and turn on flight directors. Pilot throttles armed. We'll go VNAV, LNAV. 31,000 feet's my cruise. And let me double check. Can we go APU now? We still can't go APU. I have no clue why we can't. Okay. Now we can. I guess I never switched over to ground power. That's strange. APU gen is on. Ground power is off. And with the APU running, let me do one last double check of everything down up here. Lights are on. Strobe, anti-collision, wing. Yeah, I think I'm clear to start engines. So let's go ahead and start engine number 2. We got power. Hopefully we won't have a problem taking off this time, but the weather is bad. Let's turn on engine 1. Monitor this number down here. When it gets to about 20%, that's when I flip on the fuel. That's 20. Fuel for 1. There we go. We will reset our squawk. For TARA. And that should be everything we need. Okay. So both engines are running. Let's switch over to generator power. Gen 1 is set. Packs on. Isolation valve to auto. And we will turn wing and engine anti-ice on right now, because probably have like a minute or two left in the front up. Fuel pumps are on. Battery on the bus Gen 1. Power's available. We have lights on, ready for departure. We'll set engine start switches to continuous. And seatbelt sensor on. Recirc fans are running. Dual bleed, that should go away shortly because I'm going to close the bleed and turn off the APU. We'll set 30,000 for cruise. And that should be it. We should be set to go now. Okay. Am I missing anything? Radio altimeter is set, and we have our flight plan. So, let's do this. Let's reset the chronos, both sides. And now, I will make sure my yoke's available, because I like seeing it. Do a quick flight controls check one more time. Left, right, center, forward, back, center. And rudder inputs are way more responsive than last time. Okay, engines are running. Let's go ahead and double check that we have anti-ice turned on, because we did the last time when we paid the price for it. Okay, everything is running. Now, let's see if we can get out of here in one piece. We'll do a flaps 5 departure like we did last time. And the trim is where I left it last. I will spool up like we did before, and we will fly out of here. Let me check what the winds are at KJAC and see why it's so bad. The temperature in real life is 11 degrees right now. Winds are about 4 knots. They are out of the south. So it's basically a headwind, but icing is serious business. Hold on. Flight directors are on. Auto throttle is armed. VNAV, LNAV set to go. I think we can try flying again. Let's give it a shot. Alright, so with flaps set, trim set, power set, number set, we should be good to go. There shouldn't be any problem. We'll swivel it to about 40%. It's complaining because parking brake is set. Okay. Now we'll go full throttle. Now we'll see if we'll make it this time. Okay. We do have airspeed alive. 80 knots seen. So anti-ice is on. We'll see if that makes any difference. 140 and rotate. There we go. Positive rate of climb. Gear up. And we'll fly by hand this time. And we'll keep flaps set at 5 for now. Okay, now, here's the thing. I have no clue why we have problems with the bleeds. But we are going faster than we were before. So I'm going to try to build... Oh, there we go. Master caution. Are we running into problems with ice? We have anti-ice turned on. This time, unlike before, we're still increasing our airspeed, even if only slightly. We're going to go flaps 2, see if we gain speed. Our windshield is icing up, but we're still going faster. I'm still full hand flying this thing. Flaps are up. We're climbing at about almost 1900 feet per minute. We're crossing 9,000 feet. We've got ice, but everything was lit from when we took off. It is absolutely crazy. If I had a first officer, they'd probably be reading off warnings on top. We're climbing at about 3,600 feet per minute. And we've got anti-ice all the way. I'm not going to worry about landing lights until I break out of these clouds. But I will say, plane does appear to be holding climb. So, lesson learned, kids. The very first thing I forgot to do when we took off was get my anti-ice warmed up. And that brought the plane down so fast. Incredible. The weather in X-Plane 12 will literally crash your plane if you do not respect it. If you do not plan for it, I should say. I'm literally flying the flight plan by hand right now. I want to get out of the clouds first. to be. I don't need to climb at 4,500 feet per minute though. Let me trim. It's absolutely crazy out here. So, Digi, is there a reason why you're still hand flying the plane? Yes. Because I want to be in full control of this aircraft as I break out of these clouds. This is the absolute worst ride I've ever had through a cloud layer before, and it is absolutely fantastic. I certainly don't know if I benefited from getting the anti-ice started when I was on the runway, but I know, or I'm relatively certain it saved our butts. It's amazing. We're climbing at about 3,000 feet per minute, and I think we're about to break through most of the cloud layer. So I think I can finally start relaxing a bit. Command A. And we're VNAV, LNAV. Flaps are up. Let's get the landing lights turned off. And we can take the engines out of continuous. The airplane is pitching forward for speed. That was absolutely bananas. Absolutely bananas. So I'm going to take over and do heading select. Flying a heading of 199er. That's a little strange. Well, tell you what. We'll go direct. Lima Hotel Oscar. Into LNAV. Okay. Wow. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is flying through weather that can practically crash your plane. The first time I tried doing it, I didn't turn my anti-ice on, and it took my plane down. The second time I tried doing it, I turned the anti-ice on before we departed. I still got scared, but we made it. Thank the Lord. Look at that cloud bay that we left. Look at that crab. winds. That's nuts. Okay, Lima Hotel Oscar. Yep. See you later. If we're landing south and there's a 14 nautical mile distance between Brigham City and Carter, we're probably going to want to be somewhere around 26,000 feet. Fortunately, we're only cruising at 31,000 feet, so it's not going to be a problem, I don't think. We've got about 69 nautical miles to go. We are flying to Salt Lake. Salt Lake City in Utah. Wow, in-game sounds are loud. Hold on. Lowering the sim volume a bit so you guys can hear me better. It's kind of crazy how something that you take for granted in the sim works out. It's utterly amazing. We'll be beginning our descent in about, what, 10 nautical miles? Yeah, and we're not even going to reach top of cruise. That's fine. We will set up for, oh, you know what? Yeah, we'll set up for top of drop, and our initial descent is going to be 24,000 feet. Oh, okay. Did we already begin descent? You know what? We'll stay around flight level 260 for now. I would have probably triggered the off-sched descent light on the top panel. Oh, it didn't make it descend. Good. That's good. Alright, almost top drop. And there's that circle. Let's see if the plane starts descending on its own. I am curious. There's that purple diamond. And let's see if we drop. Wait for it. And looks like okay, looks like I forgot to hit a button. Okay, good. Now we're dropping. If this goes below faster than like 3,000 feet per minute, I'm going to intervene. Okay, standing by. Okay, it is correcting itself to get us back on glide. Okay. Back on the way down. Just like that, we hit 26,000 feet, so let's go to 24,000. We'll stay at 24,000 until we get to Brigham City, which is Lima Hotel Oscar. That's the VOR. Coffee cup's almost empty. Check. Current METAR for Salt Lake is winds 160 at 6, visibility 10 miles. Clouds view at 10,000. Temperature -4. So there's no precip, but the air is cold, and the altimeter is 3013. Yes, Chernobyl. Good evening, my friend. Welcome aboard. We are flying an X-Plane 12, and frankly, the inclement weather in this game scares me. It is amazingly lethal if you do not prepare for it. How do you know that? Well, watch my first takeoff. I had similar problems flying an Airbus into Jackson Hole because I underestimated the ability of icing and stall to get my plane out of the sky. I got taken out by, I think, one bad gust of wind and iced up wings. Needless to say, I'm trying to pay more attention. Okay, we got less than 12 nautical miles to Brigham City. And then, from Brigham City, we're going to descend to, I think, 16,000 feet. There we are. Oh, actually, 15,000. So I better start descending now. Alright. VNAV activated. let's arm the speed brakes. Speed brakes armed, and we'll do auto brake 2 if we can. Or 3 as long as it's not iced up. Oh. Iced up and we were done. We were done for. Absolutely, like, we were done. I thought MSFS did have icing modeled. I guess that was wrong. Needless to say, this sim will teach you to mind your manners when you fly into a cloud. Especially if you're not flying an airliner. Got a pretty spicy descent rate, going right to Carter. And from Carter, what do we do? From Carter we go to Nord. And then I think we go to Weber. Yes, we do. Okay, we're about to cross into flight level or local pressure again. No preset, but I'm going to start minding my P's and Q's. I'll arm the wing NTIs just in case, but not the engines. So let's see, weather altimeter is 3013. Okay, we will be in the vicinity of 15,000 feet, so let's aim for 12,000. We're going to return it to Weber. We are slowing down. After Weber, we're going to take vectors to the approach. It's amazing how quickly stuff happens. Seven is here. And as long as we land pull off before Quebec, or at Quebec, we can go follow Quebec, cross the runways, and go into the terminal area. Right now, though, I'm not worried about that. $12,000 Weber. Actually, hold on. Got to go eat at the Red Iguana. Nice. Okay, final approach fix is going to be 6,000 feet. So I'm going to go ahead and start descending now. And I'm going to make sure that we go from Weber to probably Evo C. hold on, let's see. Okay, vectors to prize. So let's just go direct to prize. A little bit of graphical flickering, but I'm not worried. It's okay. Runway 17 is set. We just have to set the ILS. Right, course heading to match. And here we go. Wow. I remember when I started flying FS 2020 in 2020, the icing flying through clouds was inaccurate, but it was consistent. If it's not consistent now, then I guess it's disabled, period. So landing lights on. Engine switches to continuous. And I don't think we need wing anti-ice anymore. I think we're okay. Nobody got hypoxic, and we made it down below 10,000. I'm happy. I will say this sim is changing the way I flight sim. Seriously. That just makes it way more realistic. But don't worry, folks. This is something that I'm still doing for fun and enjoying. And yes, I do still want to do scenery development. I just ran out of brain early this week. Lots of IRL work to do, but I'm glad to be flying. And I'm also glad we have localizer and glide slope available. Let's take the waypoints and the airports away. And did we have weather? We did, or at least the idea of weather. I'm not worried about that. Once we go to prize, I'm going to go ahead and arm the approach mode. Oh, excuse me, it was on. Okay, I can probably start arming it now. Approach. And to slow down some more, I'm going to drop gear. Airport's in sight. We'll flaps 1. And flaps 2. Let's go flaps 5. And I'm going to manually intervene. We'll say we pick an approach speed of 148. Ice in Paradise. Okay, we are slowing down, and we are following the glide slope down, which is wonderful. What is the missed approach altitude here? Missed approach is 5,800 to 10,000. Flaps 10. Flaps 15. We're gonna go flaps 25. And then probably flaps 35. Winds are 150 at 13. So we will set missed approach altitude to 10,000 feet. Okay, auto brake 3. Speed brakes are armed. Gears down. Taxi lights on. Actually, we'll put the turnout lights on, turn the taxi light off. This is default scenery, but the snow effects just make everything really better. Yeah, man, I might have to fly around here in MSFS and see what it looks like. I probably have, I just forgot the last time. 1,000, stable. Height checked. Missed approach altitude is set. We're looking good. I'm gonna cut it at 500. $600 and dropping. Sinking 7. My aircraft.
400.
My throttle.
300.
A little more to the left.
Minimums.
Continue.
Light slow.
Now.
Light slow. Light slow. 100. Light slow.
Disregard.
Light slow. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
And down. First green. Speed brakes up. A little bit off. That's fine. Knots, manual braking. 60 knots. Alright folks, welcome down. Speed brakes are retracting. And yeah, that was kind of nuts. Okay, there is some reduced braking action on the ground. It is a little bit icy. We will square up here and watch a replay or two. And then we will try to see if we can find our way to the terminal. This is a big airport after all. It's absolutely crazy. I think the wind blew us off to the left. Alright. And that's it. Let me go ahead and activate replay mode. It's nice to play replay mode and not be reviewing a crash. I wonder what Master Caution went off. Was it just that I was skidding?
10,
Alright, so let's see what it looked like on landing. Alright, let's take a look at this replay. Now, why was I Master Caution? Probably because I was below glide slope? I guess that was the only thing. Because I don't see anything up top here like off-sked descent or something. Yeah, it must have been the glide slope warning. Alright, now if I go outside, it shouldn't be too loud, hopefully. So, we'll see it from a few angles. Now, let's pause for a moment. Take a look at the ground. It doesn't look that bad right now, but look at how icy the default runway textures look in just the right light. It's nasty.
10,
Now, I'm going to take a look at this from the runway perspective. I want to see where we touch down first. I think that was the, 500-foot markers past the touchdown point? So that's not bad. It could have been better, but that's fantastic considering. So let's go ahead and rewind some more. I think here? Be a little bit further back. Okay, great. Right about there. Oh wait, I used the wrong one. Duh. Right about here. Okay, great. Now I can see this. Now, I want to pay attention because I want to see what touchdown looked like and whether or not we actually skidded when we started applying reverse thrust. We didn't really start skidding, I just had difficulty, but ooh, did you see that? Did you see that? Right about here, once my rudder input kicks in, we did skid a little bit. Dorifto. Yeah, I have a dead zone issue that I'm working out with my rudders, with my rudder rocker, but yeah, that was a little nuts. All right. So we'll look at the wake view from about here. Sorry for the stutters. Yeah, look at the wind. That's nuts. Now, don't mind the craziness with the reversers and stuff. I was having difficulty finding my buttons, but there you go. So, all things considered, that was great. So, where did we park? Or where will we park? Why are my reversers locked? That's a little weird. Hold on. Well, that's interesting. My reversers have a travel zone? Or it could just be the replay messed it up. It's alright. Yeah, there's something that's not quite right with my reverser axis. Yeah, it's okay. It's probably something I have to adjust with my controls, so I'm not worried about it. If I can fix it in the next like 30 seconds, I'll taxi. Otherwise, I'll probably just call it. Let me see. Yeah, I'm toggling thrust reversers, but they don't seem to want to work correctly. But I will check one more thing. Right. So they should be turned on. Let's see. It's probably just something with the replay mode, so I'm not worried about it. So I tell you what, I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it for here. Aeroflyer, thank you so much. MSEP, hello, my friend. Um, is it possible to make sceneries in Unreal Engine? I tell you what, Chernobyl, I'd like to find out. I think I'm gonna be doing some more research. Um, Unfortunately, I was going to try taxiing to the gate, but it seems I've inherited some kind of problem from either viewing the replay or getting out of replay mode. But this is what the default scenery looks like for Salt Lake. And I guess this just means that they're building on another terminal if it hasn't already finished. And I think that's pretty cool that they're actually even including that. There used to be either a bunch of terminals here or something, but this is neat. This is pretty neat that they put this this kind of attention to detail on a default piece of scenery. And I like it. I do. I mean, of course, we'll probably want somebody to make something like this for X-Plane. Won't be me right now because I have a lot on my plate right now with regards to IRL work. But I think I'd like to do it one of these days. Oh, yes. Thank you for letting me know. So, let's see. I think I want to find out more about that. I'd like to watch that video again that they had for the SDK question and answer session. I think I'd like to spend some more time doing scenery development. Unfortunately, I do believe that my Plymouth Municipal Airport scenery is not going to be released at the beginning of this month, but probably closer to the end of it, maybe before Christmas, but I don't know right now. There's a lot of development that I have to do yet. And then after I'm done with that, there's a few projects that I need to finish for some friends of mine. And we'll see what happens. But I do also want to do some development for X-Plane, or at least learn. Let me see. I don't really know if anybody's on right now that we know. Let me go check. Who is streaming right now? Oh, I know who's streaming right now that we can say hi to. Let's see. There's a few people out there. I think we're going to go say hi to New Skies. So, let me go set up a raid. Yeah, we'll raid New Skies. Folks, thanks so much for stopping in tonight. Really appreciate having you on board. Thanks for being with me when I actually flew a flight successfully in winter weather from Jackson Hole to Salt Lake. Unfortunately, the replay mode seemed to have messed up my ability to taxi, but it's okay. Still a beta. And we'll be in touch about, continued scenery development and the World Hub. Yeah. So take care, folks, and God bless you. Have a great night. Until next time.